The former South African President, F.W. de Klerk, has passed away at the age of 85. The details on the cause of his death have not yet been confirmed. However, the foundation announced that the former statesman's cancer diagnosis back in the month of June. Now, for reactions on the former president's death, we're joined by Mr. Sello Hatang, who is the CEO at the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Ntate Hatang, good to have you with us this afternoon. When we think of former President F.W. de Klerk, one remembers apartheid South Africa, his role there, but also one does remember the role that he played in the transition from apartheid South Africa to the new democratic South Africa. Talk to us about the role and the impact of the former President F.W. de Klerk and how you remember him.
Just to say that I can hardly hear you, it's very faint, but I got the gist of the question. On behalf of the board and staff of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, we'd like to pass our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Ntate F.W. de Klerk. We believe that a legacy that big is always a complex legacy. He had a legacy that had a lot of positive, including the transition period, as you correctly pointed out. And on my call with his wife earlier on, Melita de Klerk, I did say that we really are saddened by the loss, even though we knew that he had suffered for so long. So may the family of the de Klerks feel some healing through this period. But may they know that this was a South African who tried his best and had some flaws too.
Talk to us about Dr. Nelson Mandela and the relationship that he had with F.W. de Klerk and the nature of that relationship.
Well, the relationship was one that was really warm. It had its moments where it would go down and be very difficult. And we remember those moments where Madiba would call him to order for having made one pronouncement or another. And that was never something that we should shy away from, because that was part of that legacy. But like I said, Altami, the thing about big legacies like this is that none will always agree about it being this or that. It's a complex legacy. And I think if we are to do anything, it's to embrace its complexity. And their relationship was just as complex. Because, like I said, they would differ at one point, but they would also then agree in another point. But one should then just embrace those differences as much as one would embrace the good parts of that legacy.
Ntate Sello Hatang, CEO of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, thank you so much for your time this afternoon as the country has announced the passing on of former President F.W. de Klerk.